Well, he's an upcoming 360 sprint car driver from Olivehurst, California. A regular at Marysville Raceway, piloting his own family equipment as well as running for famed car owner Jim Richardson, William Fielding is here to talk about 2022, what happened in his great successes last season, as well as what he's done during the offseason to keep his driving skills sharp. That's next here on Getting Up to Speed. Hello, I'm Ben Dethridge, and I'm the host of Getting Up to Speed. We talk to sprint car drivers from the Pacific Coast, whether they race in Oregon, Washington, California. If they run it, we're going to talk about it. Also branch out a little bit, as well as drivers that perhaps are from here that race elsewhere, or some drivers that come in and try and take some money from the West Coast. In these episodes, we talk about past experience, past seasons, as well as upcoming races, as well as how's the season going. We hope you enjoy these episodes. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps us out. And stay tuned for more and more content. Now let's get into the interview. Well, on the phone now, it's William Fielding. He represents Olivehurst, California, and he pilots the Jim Richardson-owned number 8 team, as well as his own sprint car in the number 3F. William, great to have you here. Excited to talk about what happened last year and what should happen this year.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, 2022, we'll get right into it. You had 10 starts, 7 top 10s, 5 top 5s, 4 podiums, an impressive 2 wins at Marysville Raceway for last season in 360 competition, and you did, looks like, come up with a 18th place result in 1:4:10 showing at Silver Dollar Speedway. How would you rate things from your vantage point?
I think it was honestly a pretty successful season for me. I mean, given that I don't really get many races under my belt and race when I can. The 2 wins were huge. There's in 2 separate cars. Getting Jim the win was awesome as well.
Yeah, Jim Richardson, for folks that don't know, staple product of Northern California sprint car racing, Gentleman Jim from Gray Eagle. And how did that pairing come about?
So funny story. I made a Fielding Motorsports Facebook page back when I was in high school. Never get on the thing. Randomly checked it, and there was a message. Said, hey, give me a call with the phone number, Jim R. Gave him a call. He said, do you want to drive my car this weekend? I said, sure. What do I need to bring? He said, I'll see you at the track at 3 o'clock. Just show up. Okay. And we just kind of kicked it off from there. And, I mean, shit, I can't thank him enough because he does all the maintenance all week himself. Gets the car there, gets it ready, gets it fast. All he asks is to have a good time and finish the race. So, I mean, I think we're doing just about that.
Yeah, no doubt. And he's had some good drivers in that car over the years. Colby Weiss, notably, a couple seasons ago.
Yep, and Colby and I still share the car. The beginning of last year actually destroyed the car that I was driving for Jim. The car and motor, grenaded it all. And so me and Colby shared the car that Colby drives, and I'm very thankful for that. And I always joke with Colby, tell him that car is way faster anyway. But yeah, so Jim just kind of calls me here and there and says, "You want to race this weekend?" Or, "Hey, I'm going to put Colby in the car this week." And it's just a good time at the track with him. I mean, he's always smiling and having a great time, and he's well known around, obviously, Northern California sprint cars. So, yeah, I'm just enjoying it while I can.
Yeah, and for the weeks that you're not in the Richardson 8, that's when you break out your own stuff?
If I have the funding. As everyone knows, it's really expensive to race a sprint car. And it's just pretty much me and my dad fund it and get out there when we can.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, well, hopefully you'll have a full schedule. What is the 2023 schedule looking like? Is it pretty full, pretty locked down right now?
I'd like to say it's going to be full as I kind of just go here and there when I can. I'm going to be doing, it sounds like a lot more 410 stuff with Jim, which is really awesome. And then the 3F will come out when I can, and then also going to be driving the 71 for Corey Level.
Okay. Wow. Going to be really busy.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So Corey wants to go hit some bigger shows, different tracks, and really get out there, it sounds like. So that'll be really fun.
That's awesome. And the 410 stuff, that'll predominantly be at Silver Dollar Speedway?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, that's really cool. And was last year the one start that you had, was that your first time ever in a 410, or did you have a little bit of previous experience?
That was my first time ever.
And what'd you think of it?
It's really fun. I mean, everything obviously happens a lot quicker, reaction times and whatnot. And we actually ran. I don't know if the one race you have was the Outlaw race or not, but we ran one regular 410 show at Chico, and then we ran with the Outlaws, and we actually went 12th quick overall, and started next to Donnie Schatz in our heat race, which was really fun, and followed David Gravel in the B main. So it's a lot of fun. I'd like to do it a lot more and hit some different tracks if we can.
Did you feel like it helped you out as a 360 driver when you went back to Marysville?
Yes, actually I do. I feel like it kind of slowed things down a little bit for me at Marysville. Got me more relaxed in the car and more comfortable.
That's great. That's wonderful. And, for listeners that aren't aware of Marysville, it's a unique racetrack where you're going up against, like the announcer Troy Hennig says, you're going up against upcoming talent, guys that are just getting their start, but you're going up against, the levels are a staple of Marysville who have a ton of laps at that place. So it can be tough.
Yeah, Marysville can be tough. And the track itself is honestly, it's tough to get around. You got a real tight hairpin in 1 and 2, then you got a long sweeping 3 and 4, and the track could be cowboy up, hammer down, real racy, or it can go real slick. I mean, you never know what you're going to get, and it makes it really fun and technical to get around. And I feel like once you get some good laps around there, it actually helps you out quite a bit.
Well, as we march into the spring months of 2023, many teams, this will be their first time kind of getting some laps under their belt. Not the case for you. You've been busy during the off season with the Red Bluff Outlaws.
Yeah, yep. I've been running the go-karts, trying to keep me in shape and stay on the wheel and keep the reflexes quick. It's just a lot of fun. I mean, anything beats sitting at home. So I try to get out there when I can and have fun.
Yeah, competitor in the sportsman division and running for John Lovell most of the time, which I didn't connect the dots until I was entering some old results of Marysville Raceway. I'm like, wait a minute here. Holy smokes, there's a connection.
Yeah, yep. I've been running off and on with John for, probably 5 years now. We just go have a good time. It's kind of like the Jim Richardson deal. Just go have a great time at the track, hang out, and John makes it fun, gives me really fast and good equipment, and then I run my own car in the open division as well when I can, and actually running an Ignite car this year for Kevin Chera, which is pretty cool. We're growing and learning together with that, the new frames and everything, so I'm just having fun with it.
Yeah, no, that's super cool. And has it helped you? Have you noticed any sort of change, a positive change that is, of staying kind of up on the wheel and not having as much rust going into the spring for the sprint car?
Yeah, I think it's definitely helped me. I mean, I haven't been in a go-kart since 2009, I believe, and I got one about 2 years ago to get back into them, and I was way out of the loop. Now I'm kind of starting to figure them out again. I mean, I only had one win in the sprint car before, and then I pulled off 2 in one season. So, I mean, it's definitely getting me more up to speed, I feel like.
So you mentioned that when you started getting in go-karts and everything, and then making the jump up to sprint cars, when about was that time?
I got into sprint cars in 2012.
Okay.
My dad pretty much sold out of all the go-kart stuff and was like, we're just going to go sprint car racing when we can. So we took a year off and picked up an engine. Then we took another year off and picked up a car. And then we ran my rookie year at Marysville, got rookie of the year and 4th in points my first time. And had a pretty successful season there with nothing really tore up. So we were able to make it out every week. And then the following year, not so fortunate, tore up some stuff, had a rough season, didn't race as much. And then since then, kind of just trickled down. We just race when we can and go enjoy it.
Well, what's really cool about, you said you're going to be racing for Corey Lovell is he came up here not that long ago for Speed Week Northwest. It was a shock. It was an absolute shock that he came up because I don't think he'd ever ran anything in Speed Week, not even any races in Medford. But he came up with the Stanley brothers, and that was a really cool thing. And maybe that'll be something in the cards for you down the road.
Yeah, definitely. We actually just talked about that the other day. He was saying he wants to get back up to Speed Week again and give that a shot, give a few other tracks a shot. Like I was saying, doesn't really want to stick to points deal at Marysville. He kind of wants to get out and hit the big shows, and looking to put me in the car for that. So that's going to be awesome. And I'm actually looking forward to hoping Speed Week all works out, because I've always wanted to do it. About 2 years ago, I tried to get my own car and funding together to go do it, and just couldn't pull it off. So with Corey, I think we're going to make it happen.
Yeah, that's going to be super cool to see, and it's a fun deal. Well, there's a northern one and a southern one. I'm assuming you're going to be doing the southern one that ends in Placerville and starts at Cottage Grove.
Yes. Yep, I think that's what we're shooting for there. And then who knows, might even make it up to the northern one as well, depending on how we hit it off together.
Yeah, no doubt. And for young drivers that are listening, or drivers that have been interested, making a phone call for getting, becoming a hired gun, basically a mercenary, so to speak. What advice do you have to give to them? Because I'm sure there's all sorts of different car owners, and they have all sorts of different attitudes, but it seems like you've been blessed with ones that are easygoing, relaxed, and not, if you wreck this, you're paying for all of this kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I've actually been really fortunate enough to find car owners that don't ask for nothing but to show up, stand on the gas, and have a great time. So, I think I could do that for them, and not having that in the back of my head where I'm driving cautious and not giving it full potential, because if I wreck it in my own car, well, shit, who knows when it's going to get back out,
Yeah.
Versus these guys are able to get it back out there and get it together. They got the knowledge, they got the backing, and they want to go win. So the best advice I could give is don't be scared, don't be shy, get out there and talk to people, put yourself out there, make the phone call, go up to them in person, whatever it may be. Just get it in their head, like, hey, I'm willing to drive your car. Just let me know when you want, and you might get that phone call one day, because that's kind of how it started with Corey. We were at a pit meeting at Marysville, and the pit meeting was over. We're walking to the trailers, and I said, hey, I'm going to jump in the 71 tonight. He said, shit, go ahead. And then we just kind of laughed about it, and then I noticed he put Seth Stanley in it last year at Chico to kind of help him out and get it going. And I was like, well, I'm going to give him a call again. So I actually gave Corey a call not too long ago. Said, hey, what's your season looking like? And he was like, oh, I have no clue about the season. I'm not really planned for it, but I want to hit some shows. And I said, well, I'm looking to race some shows too. Can we figure something out? And he's like, yep, I was actually going to get ready to call you. Thank you for calling me. And we just discussed what we're going to do and go from there.
That's really cool. Yeah. And to further expand on, not only if you wreck this, you're paying for it all. I expect you to win and drive the living, what out of it. It's like a double-edged sword. I want to do really well, but I don't want to pay for anything more than I have to. Yeah,
definitely. No, that's what it is. If they're giving you the car and the equipment you need to go win, well, you better perform with it, right? Or they're going to find somebody else kind of deal. And they know what the risks are putting the car out there in the race. You could win it or you can destroy it. You don't know the outcome. Obviously, no one wants to wreck race cars, but sometimes it happens, right?
Absolutely. Accidents happen sometimes. As far as like down the line, obviously Speed Week is something that's on your radar, something you'd like to accomplish. Anything else you'd like to do? Run Trophy Cup or do a stint with NARC or Dirt Cup, down the road at Skagit? What are some goals that you would like to accomplish here in the short term and possibly long term?
So something I want to accomplish would be actually coming up to you up there at Cottage Grove. That track looks awesome. I've never been there, but just videos online and whatnot. Mm-hmm. That would look like a really cool place. I'd like to make it to, just for even just a regular weekly show here and there or something. One of the bigger races is obviously Gold Cup. I want to perform a lot better than last year. Now I know what to expect. And then also, yes, Trophy Cup. Never even been to that place or anything, but hear all the stories and how elbows up it is, and I watch it live, and that would be awesome to go down there and run with them.
Yeah, that's totally awesome. And we've kind of touched on it a little bit during the quote unquote off season, whatever that term is. Racing cage karts. But for you, what do you like to do to kind of get away from racing? Are there anything particular that hits your fancy?
Yeah, so we actually like to go camping. So we go camping with family and friends, and then Sundays, even if it's not the off season because it's summertime, but we like to go to the lake, and I actually enjoy riding my old 1993 Kawasaki X2 jet ski, and I feel like that keeps me really in shape as well. But that's pretty much it. Just hanging out. I just like to keep it real simple, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Simplicity wins sometimes in a very complicated and confusing world.
Yeah. Yep.
Especially like me as a dad, like holy smokes, it's the little things that, small victories, right? It's nice for that knockout blow, but the day can be won by just little small triumphs.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially with my daughter now, she's 8 months, and man, that's a whole nother world with her. But it's awesome, and I enjoy it every day.
Yeah, that's really awesome. People that you'd like to thank for getting you in the position you've been, or any sponsors that you'd like to thank.
Yeah, first and foremost would be my dad. I mean, without him, obviously, I wouldn't be where I am today. Just giving me that one shot as a kid and always being behind me. And then Jim Richardson for everything he does for me. That guy's awesome. And then also Caldwell's Custom Countertops. Those guys help me out with getting the sprint car out when we can. And then John Level as well.
Awesome. And then as far as news is concerned, like releases, result finishes, or your schedule, or even if you're looking at, getting some shirts out or some apparel out, what's a good place for people to follow you online?
Honestly, just my personal Facebook, pretty much. I just post if I know in advance when I'm going to a race, I'll try and get it out there. Like, I'll be here in this car or whatnot. Then I'll post the results usually the following day and stuff. But other than that, that's all I have. Use no T-shirts, nothing like that. As like I said, funding's huge, so all the money goes directly to the car. But I'd love to get some shirts made eventually.
Sure. Well, I'm looking forward to you coming up here at least once. That'll be a real treat, and see how you do. I think you'll do really well.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully we can make it up there this year, and maybe in a couple different cars. Who knows? We'll see what the future holds.
Absolutely. Well, William, thank you so much for taking the time and doing this interview. Greatly appreciated, and best of luck for 2023.
All righty. Thank you very much for giving me the call.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to this latest episode of Getting Up to Speed with me, Ben Dethridge. We hope you enjoyed this program. We hope also that you hit the subscribe button and the like button, as that really helps things out, spreads things out. Be sure and share as well on social media so that more people can listen to these great interviews and from these great drivers. Getting Up to Speed is a production of Highside Racing Promotions. For more information, you can check it all out on Facebook, Highside Promotions.